Go back.
You wear my flag. Yeah, it's a different world. It's definitely just what I'm trying to say.
I'm Alex Lightman, and I'm working on the Lightman Stargate protocol for addictive disorders. And the purpose of this protocol is to help people who are addicts, who are on heroin, cocaine, benzos, anything, to be able to have a more reliable way of getting off drugs. I think the key comes down to having yourself be surrounded by people with clean brainwaves, people who haven't damaged their brains, because if you're around people who've damaged their reward pathway through drugs, you're going to have alpha waves, alpha brainwave states, which can entrain you and suck you back into it, because the brainwaves are going to find themselves through how you see people's eyes and other things. They're going to, your brainwaves will be like theirs. If you're around people who have good, well-functioning reward pathways, they'll bring you into that as well.
I'm all about sustainable sacred hedonism, and this guy, Robin, is all about this ecstatic dance. Tell us a little bit something about you've done in LA.
Yeah, okay, so ecstatic dance, it's a conscious dance playground. So conscious dance can be movement meditation. We're bringing that sort of, we're bringing basically everything that you'd get in a festival. You get fantastic sort of bass music, world grooves. We're dancing here, it's the middle of the afternoon. We've got raw vegan food, we've got massage in the corner, and we have a beautiful conscious community.
There it is.
Just dancing and being authentic and growing together and, yeah, having a great time.
Let's get high off air and dancing and each other. Thank you.
All right.
So I'm here with the erotic rock star.
Well, the artist formerly known as the erotic rock star, anyway.
I came over to just have a chat, really.
Yeah.
And I really just want to ask, what is it to be an evolved masculine?
So just a quick little question.
Quick little question. Not that long.
I have...
What advice would you give?
Okay, big part of the evolved masculine is one, it's a path. This is not something simple. It's willingness to examine all aspects of yourself, to release all the external programming and notions of what you're supposed to be as a man, while at the same time exploring what are the elements of masculine or masculinity that really speak to you, that inspire you, that for many of us, like, we grew up with fairly shitty role models when it comes to
Barely any. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
like it comes to masculinity or being a man. And so one of the challenges I put forth to the men that I work with is to become the role model that you wished that you had. And who would he be? And so,
would someone do a mood board or something like that? Or?
You can do any of you have heard mood board by
a vision board, or channel Shiva.
Yeah, I mean,
or take DMT like I did.
Shiva is an archetype as well. I'm a big fan of working with archetypes.
Yeah.
Shiva has definitely been an informative archetype within my archetypes. To develop a vision using vision boards, using your visualizations. I have an incredible visualization around this that I work with. To get really clear more and more on who is he, and part of that requires a willingness to let go of who you think you are, to allow for who could you be. What if you had the ability to completely consciously create who you were going to be in the world. Release all sense of limitation. All those ideas of who you are and who you're not, what you're capable of and what you're not capable of, and recreate yourself from the ground up.
Amazing. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, much more at evolvedmasculine.com.
Excellent. Always promote that shit. Thank you.
So I've been filming for sacredsexualawakening.com with these guys, and it's been quite a special day, talking about polyamory, conscious touch, and all the things that I love.
So I was just walking along looking like the Prince of Persia, and then this happens. I meet two more people like the Prince of Persia and Fabulous! Fabulousness attracts fabulousness. Tapping is the future.
So most people are not the main character of their own storyline. My purpose is to bring them into their own storylines as if they were superheroes, because they love them, they relate to them, and there are so many different ways that you can uncover your natural super abilities, sexuality being one of them, and tons of other stuff that we're so blessed to have access to at this time in our lives on Earth.
Yes, love it.
I met a fellow lesbian Bengali with blue hair. How amazing is that?
He loves his job. Now that's what I call dedication.
Are you willing to be more kind? Generous?
Yes.
Beautiful?
Yes!
Radiant?
Yes!
Grateful?
So today's been a super powerful day. I've been to Agape, which is the most multicultural spiritual centre I've ever been to, created by a guy called Michael Bernard Beckwith. Really inspiring, mainly because I'm going to be building a mythical Galactivation temple in Sweden, so I've got a few little things I could take from that. Worked in advertising is what I do. And then I went to Ecstatic Dance to activate all the free drugs in me to get me to this place, Camp Charlie, who are going to be providing the art car for the Unicorn Glampy that I'm leading at Burning Man this year. So it's a wild party. I'm sober, they're not. Trashicorns, Light Warriorcorn, Tantricorn. Galactivation gods and goddess ceremony for the new moon.
What is my blocks? No. How will I make my abundance?
Okay, so Shaft, speaking to your higher self, the message that is really coming through is you must let go. Let go of that old currency, of that old program where you were living your 2D, 3D life, creating abundance from, you know, work creates this, I have to be in advertising, I have to go this way and that way, into really opening up, because that is abundance, opening up to the infinite, opening up to the realm of limitless possibility, and letting go to your attachment of the left brain, of the old way that money is created.
That's all I've ever known. What other new way is there?
The Unicash.
The Unicash.
It's a whole new currency.
It's a whole new credit card.
And because think about it, what you're buying into is something, what you want to buy is something that you've never bought before. How can you use your old cash for that?
Yeah.
That's not what they want. That is not what that new dimension wants. So you have to first understand that new dimension, be that new dimension, to create the cash that they want. Okay. This is you in a new level. The universe, you can't pay for stuff in this new universe with the, you know, the old low vibe cash.
Just today, Gods and Goddess Galactivation ceremony. I mainly do these when I meet a very special group of people who are embodied superpowered human beings or mythical creatures, and we get together and we talk about how we could raise the vibration in our community and on the planet, and what gifts we have and how we could share it with each other to help raise the collective consciousness. Today was a super powerful shamanic journey. My gift was obviously the power of sacred sexual awakening, and I did an intimacy exercise, and one of my friends got triggered by something I said, which I was oblivious to, and it really went into like a huge journey of learning and unlearning my old patterns of being an art director in advertising. And like when I'm teaching workshops, it's like you do like this and that's it really, whereas working in a conscious community where everyone's a lot more free flowing, a lot more conscious and awake, and people are a bit more sensitive, I have to navigate it a lot more carefully. So this was a huge learning curve for me about being in flow and using my form of dance as a form of flow to be able to use that in a structure in teaching, and also understanding and letting go of my attachment to money. So I come from a very poor working class family where I didn't really have much support from my parents financially, and
I managed to buy 2 houses in London because all I did was work. Sweatshop Bangladeshi mentality, basically. And all I've ever known is create a product, someone buys it and it gives you money. Whereas Petra did a theta reading, that's her gift to us, and she said I need to change my paradigm and thinking of how money is. So I'm no longer going to call money money, I'm going to call it unicash, universal currency. And I'm excited to see how this new way of thinking that she told me to do is going to pan out. So yeah, off to Sweden tomorrow. This is my last night. For you spiritual people on the budget, the best way to get around LA is in an Uber pool, because you need a car everywhere and renting's really expensive. Abundance and flow. So I was never really meant to come to LA. I came here because a celebrity best mate told me to come and he wanted a mandate. So we had a mandate and it was incredible. Totally in love with him, he's great. Changing the world one horn at a time. And also, I had no other plans here. But what I gained from this random trip to LA was the fact that I have a system. I could find communities, I bring people together. That's my gift, through silliness and play and dance. I found the conscious communities here. Went to parties and it was amazing. Found the unicorn communities here and fell in love with a unicorn. I mean, my passion is love. I say fall in love at least once a day, at least. And that love doesn't have to be reciprocated. As long as you, like, you know, love a cat, love your friend, love anyone, or, you know, literally fall in love with someone and it's not returned, it doesn't matter. As long as you're owning that and you have that love feeling in your heart and in your body, you won't die of cancer. That's the main thing, staying happy, staying in love. What I found on this trip, my main lesson was to move from a fear-based existence, which is of scarcity, to a love-based existence, which is full of abundance. And now I'm in abundance, about to board my flight to Sweden, and I believe that's where the true work will happen. Heal the rich to empower the poor. Shalom, babies. Oh!